I jumped out of a halfway moving car tonight because I could not get away from this man fast enough.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Shak-Reacts here once again, and today's some crazy clips of the worst couples I can find. Now, like always, guys, my favorite clip will be at the end, but in this first one, it is pretty insane. This girlfriend was cheating right in front of her boyfriend.
Hey, what? Who you f***ing tonight?
Hey, you might find out. Hey, you gotta get your number.
You can get my number in the ass in the sand. Hey. Oh, it's cold. It's cold.
Hey, that's my baby girl. Don't talk to her like that. That's your girlfriend? Hey, let me tell you something. Hey, that's wifey, boy. You might have to reevaluate. She over here showing us her bitch. Let him up. Hell yeah.
Oh no! Now, this is immediate disrespect, and to be honest, I would have just walked away. This girl is for the streets, and she clearly doesn't even care about her own boyfriend.
A few moments later.
I don't know if you guys know, but I was a stepdaddy. I did everything for this girl. I fed her child. I treated her good. I gave her a home, paid no bills, everything for free, fixed everything. It up, I fixed it. I tried my best to fix that. All that over some fucking thing. Well, you guys, oh my god, bestie, oh my gosh, yeah, she's kind of famous on TikTok, but she's not the person who you think she is. Real like, me don't deserve this shit. Me don't deserve this shit, bro. Never again, never in my fucking life, bro. I did everything for her, just for her to do this to me. What? Never again, bro.
It's an evil world we live in.
So for some extra clarification, this guy was dating a single mother, took really good care of her and her kid, just for her to cheat on him behind his back. I'm not saying all single mothers would do this, obviously not, but it's absolutely insane how a woman will have such a good man by her side, while being a single mother, and still cheat on him.
I introduce you to a trick tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you give you 10,000.
To fuck, I'm a fuck.
But no.
Yeah.
Whoop, damn.
That wasn't even the question. But there's a saying that goes, every single girl has their own price amount, and I guess this girl just needs 10K.
I think I figured out why men are inflexible when it comes to dating a woman they don't find attractive. I've read hundreds of comments on this, they're per my last video, and here's what I've come up with. Okay, I think that men are having an existential crisis. Yes, that's right, an existential crisis, and I'll tell you why. They don't want to come to terms with the fact that we are all going to get old, gray, bald, fat, ugly. We're all going to age if we're lucky. And so they don't want to think about that though, because if they had to really sit and think about how it really doesn't matter what a woman looks like in her prime, because we're all just going to end up old and frail in our last years anyway, I think that they just don't want to face that reality. So they're just going to focus on their youth, on finding an attractive woman, not paying attention to what actually matters, their values, their heart, being a good mother, all the things that men actually really want.
Is this woman trying to convince men that they should be dating women who aren't pretty at all? Because that's just complete BS. A man should go after what he finds attractive, or else in my opinion the relationship will just fall apart. It seems to me this girl is just kind of coping, and is kind of telling herself that she's been rejected multiple times with the way she looks.
Imagine like you just meet someone in the lobby and like you're not attracted to them at all, and it's like, okay, now you have to fuck them and pretend that you like it.
No, that's definitely
It's
tough.
awesome.
No one is forcing this woman to do anything. What do you mean you're saying, oh, now you have to do this? No, you don't. You're just doing this because you want to, because you're doing it for the money. Stop playing the victim here.
Or someone you know has gone on a date with a man you had no intention of having. Has that ever happened? Raise your hand. All of you ladies know, or you yourself, or you know someone who went on a date with a man you would have no intention of having sex. You know any guy who goes on a date and spends money with a woman he is not interested in having sex. You ever heard of that? No, it does not happen.
Unless it's his sister or mom.
And we're gonna go smoke.
So to an extent, I do agree with this guy is saying. If there is a girl who says yes to dating you or going on a date with you, it shows that she might be interested. But if the girl knows right off the jump that she's never gonna date you or do anything with you, then she should have said no to the date. Stop using men for free dates.
Oh no, darling. She wasn't mad that she had to split the bill. She was embarrassed for you that over $14 you would make such an embarrassing and awkward scene, because see, you asked her out on a date, which implies that you were taking her out on a date. Now, I've been married since the beginning of time, and back in the day when I was dating, nobody who claimed to be a man taking a woman out on a date would have ever behaved in such a silly way. And back in the day when men knew how to behave like men, if they were trying to date women, they just expected that if they asked someone out on a date, that they were paying for the date. And if a woman asked someone out on a date, the woman would pay for the date. But the bigger issue is that you decided to be awkward over $15.
Now this is just an obvious manipulation tactic to try demonizing men for, I guess, just splitting the date. This woman is saying that majority of men back in the day would never do this kind of thing, but the reality is we don't live in that kind of era anymore. Majority of women aren't the same women that also lived back in the day. They have higher body counts, and some will explicitly say that they will just use men for free dates. It's not the same thing, so men have to be more cautious.
What's your name?
Nathan.
Nice to meet you, Nathan. Kiss or slap?
I'm not even, I got girls, so. Yeah,
But you can still slap, no?
No, I don't want to disrespect her.
Well, I won't tell her.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, well.
But nice talking to you.
Well, how about a kiss? Kiss is innocent.
I'm good.
On the cheek?
I'm good, but have a nice day. Nice talking to you.
Well, bye.
This guy is such a G for doing this. Obviously, he saw the mic, he saw the camera, and was I gonna put on a show for her? Could you guys have guessed that she does OnlyFans?
Do your parents know that you do OnlyFans?
They don't know what I do. They don't know what I do. They think that I'm a barber. Well, okay, so I had my address at my parents' house like a few years ago when I first started doing OnlyFans. And my mom is so nosy, she opened up my mail even though that's illegal. And she saw like how much money I was making and she was like, what? Like, how are you making this much money at a coffee shop? Because she used to think that I worked at a coffee shop. And then she like went on Google and like looked up like the company name and she looked it up and she was devastated. She like called me crying and she was like, what is this? Like, do you know what people are doing with like your pictures? Like blah, 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 this and that. And I kind of was just like, you know, like I am not gonna stop doing this. It's just how I pay for my life. Like I pay for school, I pay for my apartment. I like the lifestyle that I have and it helps a lot. It's like, it's hard to get a job, you know. She basically ignored me for like 3 months. Like she didn't want to speak with me until I stopped doing it. And then we had a conversation and I just lied and I was like, yeah, I don't do it anymore. And she was like, okay.
Now, one thing that all these OnlyFans girls have in common is that they have some kind of sob story with when it comes to looking for a job. Don't you think that the rest of society also finds it very hard and very difficult to find a job and put food on the table, but they still don't resort to this? Like, it's not an excuse. You doing modern day prostitution will never be approved by the rest of society, no matter how you switch your sob story.
Have you ever asked your boyfriend, bald or bush, to him and see what he wants?
He's a real man, so he doesn't care.
Can a man not have a preference anymore? I don't get this.
I literally just hopped out of a moving car because I was on the date from hell. Okay, like when I tell you I didn't even wait for this man to pull over, he was over an hour late for our date. Over an hour late to our date. I should have known then to just cancel the shit because you're not respecting my time. However, I overlooked it because I'm like, oh my God, I've known this person since high school, you know, and he's communicating with me, letting me know like, hey, I'm going to be, you know, this amount of minutes late. Like, you know, he's calling me, texting me, letting me know what's up because there's traffic. You know, we live here in LA, shit happens. He's coming off work, whatever. So I was cool with it. I was like, all right, cool. You're being communicative. Like, I'll still continue the date. He comes to pick me up over an hour late. And when I get in the car, we hug. Hey, nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Like, you know, good to see you. Right. And then I let him know like, hey, like you're an hour late. Like next time, like, please don't show up so late because like, I won't like go on a date. Like I was being firm. I wasn't being a bitch. I wasn't being condescending. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't being aggressive. None of that shit. I was just letting him know like, hey, I'm a very punctual person. My time is valuable to me. And if you're going to tell me you're going to be here at 6 o'clock, don't show up past 6. Okay, don't show up at especially 7 o'clock an hour later.
So obviously she does have a point here. Nobody likes a late date. If a woman did this to me, obviously I would be very disappointed as well. But she did say this guy was communicating with her. He pretty much gave her updates and he wasn't leaving her in the dark. So for her to repeat herself to him while they were communicating the entire time kind of seems petty to me. But let's continue on with the video.
And do you know that this man turned his car around? Like, I'm taking you back home. Like, who do you think you are telling me that I can't be late, pick you up to a date? I drove 30 minutes to pick you up and I paid for these tickets and blah, 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 blah. And who do you think you are? Who the fuck do I think I am, sir? Like, this is why they warn you, don't ever date the person that has chased you for a long time, that has wanted you for a long time, because they're usually crazy. I jumped out of a halfway moving car tonight because I could not get away from this man fast enough. And I left his door wide the fuck open and he like busts a bitch in the middle of the street and like peels off. what the fuck is wrong with you men? Are you seriously mad because someone told you don't be an hour late to picking them up? The woman that you've been chasing for over 20 years finally gives you the time of day? I feel like this is one of those moments where he had it in his mind the whole time to play in my face because he wanted to get back at me from 20 years ago or something. Now, mind you, this is not an ex. I've never done anything to this man. I've never slept with him, never kissed him, never like curved him in any type of way, never played with this man's emotions. But I feel like because he didn't have access to me for over 20 years, when he finally got the opportunity, he wanted to like show me who's boss.
So wait a minute, you knew this guy was after you for 20 years and now you finally gave him a chance? I think he got the vibe that you were still trying to belittle him the entire time by repeating yourself about how disappointed you were with him being late. And realize he doesn't have to deal with that. However, I will have to say that if a girl ever rejected you in your past and pretty much friend-zoned you, and now you become a more high-valued man where a bunch of them want you now, you still, in my opinion, should not be going for these kind of girls because they are in your past. And 20 years is a long time, and you just don't gotta deal with that anymore. Go find a girl who's never done that to you. You'd have a better shot in your future. But that's just my opinion, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this clip, because it does wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys do more content just like this, please click links you guys see at the top of the screen. It does help my channel a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.